Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us today Minitab webinar. Topic is Minitab Statistical Software Tips and Tricks. I'm Nau Sulawati. I'm the Technical Support Specialist at Basic System. Basic System is an independent local representation for Minitab product and training in Malaysia, Singapore and Batam, Indonesia. Okay, before we get started, have some housekeeping item to take note. If you have question during presentation, please type them into the question box in your control panel. You may send anytime throughout the presentation, but I will address them during Q&A session at the end of our webinar. Kindly ensure that you are connected to the audio via computer speaker. Okay, please fill out our survey before you exit the tab. This survey will help us to improve the quality of our upcoming webinar. For your information, this webinar will be recorded and therefore it will be listen only mode to avoid interruption to the audio recording. The recording will be accessible anytime later on our website www.visit.com or by subscribing to our YouTube channel Minitab Malaysia and Singapore. Okay, so for those are new with the Minitab, we almost 50 years in the market. We help many organizations to solve their problem with our software. So our software popular with the easy to use for the data analysis and then for the process improvement tools. Currently, we have 6 products inside the Minitab itself. We have a Minitab Statistical Software. We have a Software Predictive Modeler. We have Minitab Connect. We have a quality trainer, we have Minitab Workspace, and then we have a Minitab Engage. But today we focus on our flagship product is Minitab Statistical Software. Okay, basically Minitab is a statistical software starting from the 3 professors at the university, Penn State University. They using the Minitab to help their student to study on the statistical part. Time to time, others university and school adopt this software, and then from there Minitab continuing with the innovation, and then nowadays we almost 50 years in the market. Okay, so this one is our features inside the Minitab Statistical Software. We have a quality. I think most of you familiar with the quality side. We have a measurement system analysis. We have a control chart. We have capability analysis. We have accept, sampling, and then tolerance. Is it you can hear my voice, Kelly? Okay, everything okay? If let's say you have any question, you can let me know in the chat box. Yes, okay, so I will continue again. So we also have other tools inside the reliability engineering. Okay, so if let's say you're coming from the warranty, we want to do the warranty analysis, you have the MTBF. So you can using the Minitab on the site for the reliability engineering. If let's say you are coming from the R&D, so I think DOE is a most tools inside the R&D, and then we have a business analytic. Nowadays, all of us, I think, talk about the big data, talk about the predictive analytic, and so on. So we also have the statistical modeling, not limit for the regression. We have also 3 models. Some, for example, is a cut, is classification and regression tree. And then we have a process validation. Okay, you have in the product validation itself, we have a stages. So inside the stages, we have the tools to support to do the process validation. Okay, and then our customer is not limit to the multinational company or big company. We also have the some our customer is from the SME also using our software. Okay. And then our agenda today is more about the enhanced for the Minitab Statistical Software for 20. I think today is 20.3, already 20.3. So new update. Okay, so our agenda more to the, we have a new accessibility in term to platform extension. We have a web version, and then we can go for the data manipulation. I think for the new wording for data manipulation, maybe we call features engineering. Okay, so inside there we can go for the import, manipulate data, and so on. And then we have a new latest update for 20.3 is a graph builder. Graph builder is something like, if let's say you're expert, also benefit for you. If let's say you are starting do the data analysis, almost benefit to you. And then we have a new updating for a new visualization, some like Heatmap, we have a bind Scatterplot, we have a Correlogram, and then we have the parallel coordinate plots, and then others enhancement we show after this. Okay. So the first thing for the Minitab 20 is the now we on the cloud version. So everywhere you go, as long as you have internet connectivity, you can able to use our Minitab. Okay, we have the Minitab cloud. Okay, in the access from the nearly any device. Okay, you can share the project with a single click, and then you can access and store the data from the Google Drive or Microsoft OneDrive or the local file. So I think I go to the Minitab portal to access that thing. Okay, so you can go for the Minitab license portal, and then you can insert your email. And then you can access the Minitab web version. Okay, so you can go for the Minitab Statistical Software. So you can open the web app. Okay, you can open the web app. So if let's say you see that almost same with the desktop version as well. So if let's say you go for the menu side, we have the file, we have the edit, we have the data, and then most important here is we have a stat menu. In the side, the stat menu button, almost the same for the basic stat and so on. And then for the graph view and the help button, and then this one is adds on for the predictive modeler. Okay, but also this module is available for the desktop version also. So almost same with the desktop version. Okay, if let's say you are familiar, we have the navigator here, we have the output pane here, we have the worksheet. If let's say you want to see it with the worksheet, so you can go proceed with the worksheet. You can see it with the output only, so you can go for the output. But also you can go for the file, you can open. Okay, you can open directly as a project or worksheet from the Microsoft OneDrive or from the Google Drive, and then for your local file. Okay, so you can link to your Microsoft OneDrive. You can go link with your Google Drive, and then you can link with you can open the data inside the local file. But for information, if let's say you save it, the project file or our Minitab worksheet for the Microsoft OneDrive, but for the Google Drive, if let's say you save your data in the Google Sheet, so you're able to open from the Google Sheet also. But if let's say in the OneDrive, you save it in the Excel file, you're not able to open it. Okay, for now, just only have the worksheet. You save it in the Minitab, and then you save to the Microsoft OneDrive, you can open. So for example, I using the Google Drive. So just click on the Google Drive, you click OK. And then they directly to the type of worksheet that available here. So for example, I choose the production data set. So they directly insert to here. Okay, so we're able to do this one. So already import from the our Google. Okay, file. And then for information, if let's say you save it, okay, you save this project into the Google Drive. Okay, so I think this one, okay, so I save it all this in the Google Drive also. So automatically they give it you the share links. So everything you do, okay, here you can share with your teammate. So this one is the accessibility on this part. Okay, it's a new updating for Minitab 20. Okay, so you able to do, so you can get the link or you can share the finding of your analysis in this from the here, or you able to open in the desktop version also. Okay, so these differences between desktop app is not so more features inside the right click. Okay, so you just have a limited on this thing only. And then after that, I think almost 95% is the same with the desktop version. Okay. So the next thing is we go for the importing data set. So as I show it, you can import from the open. You can open from the worksheet, project or worksheet from the Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, and then local file. Okay. Then we go for the, okay, we have one case study here. Okay, we have one case study here. Okay, so over the last 6 months, the manager at the manufacturing facility have recorded data for machine failure. Okay, the variables we call it is a date itself. We have amount of the machine would break down. Okay, and then we have the reason why the machine is failure. We have the shift number during the which machine failure, and then we have a speed of the machine when it fails. So our objective on this data set is to find out, to identify the most frequent reason of the machine breakdown. And then the second part is to explore a duration of machine breakdown. And then we want to assess the association between duration and the reason of the machine breakdown. So we want to find out for this objective on this data set. So I will start with the how to wait. Okay, we start from the scratch one. Okay, I will start from the scratch. Once you open the Minitab, okay, once you open the Minitab, okay, once you open or launch the Minitab 20, so you can go for the file. For example, for this case study, I save it in the Excel file, but I want to run the analysis using the Minitab. So you can go to File, Open. But nowadays, for the Minitab 20, we have an open from the local file, or you can open from the repository. Maybe you save it in the Google Drive or OneDrive. So you can directly open from the repository, or you can open from the local disk. So you can go for the open. Okay, I choose the open and then choose production. So click open. Okay, so as we know in the Excel file, maybe you have a sheet inside there. So the sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5, and so on. So now we have, you can import by the sheet. If let's say you just interest with the sheet, so you can click on this one. If let's say you not interest with the sheet, you unclick for this one. See ability, we have ability to choose your sheet, what sheet if you want to interest. Okay, for this example, because this data set we insert into the differentiate with the different monthly. Okay, so we want all this sheet. So before you go click OK, maybe you can preview first. Okay, you can preview first. Is it the same or not? Okay, so for this example, I want all this sheet, so I click OK. So if let's say you don't want this sheet, you unclick. Okay, but I want all this one. Okay, and then you click OK. Okay, so now your Excel file into the worksheet in the Minitab Statistical Software. So basically you can open, okay, open, or you can type, or you can link to the query database or DBC and so on. Okay, so how we key in our data into the Minitab Statistical Software. Okay, so now we have a 6 file, okay, 6 sheet, worksheet. We have a January up to the June, and then every variables is the same. So we want to have one of these one, okay, or this month, we want to compile together. Okay, we want to compile together. So we have that features in the Minitab Statistical Software. So where is there? Is you go to data, and then you choose stack worksheet. Okay, you choose stack worksheet, and then you choose all this one. If let's say you want all, okay, and then you can rename for the new sheet, new worksheet. So for example, I choose with the production, and then I click OK. So now you able have a new worksheet with the compress all this one. Okay, combine all the sheet. You have come up with the production rate. And then the most important here is here you can see the sources. Okay, you're able to see the sources. I will do, go to data, you choose the stack worksheet, and then you choose all the worksheet to stack it, and then you maybe you want to rename the one, and then you click OK. So you get the all this one from the January to June. Okay, maybe more interest part to do the analysis. Okay, and then after you take it this one, okay, you after you already have one this one, maybe you need to we need to understand our variables here. Okay, for example, here is a date. Is it correct or not? This one is a date. So if let's say you see that here is a D, as we say that this one is a date. Okay, so here is a downtime, but the downtime here is a minutes, is a 40, but Minitab trigger is a text data set. So it's something like it's not good one. Okay, it's something is a light error because if a number here we want to do the histogram. Okay, if let's say you go for the graph, for example, go to histogram, you choose the simple one. Okay, so you see that nothing downtime here because histogram is available for the numeric data set only. So that's why you need to change it, this column into the numeric. Okay, so how you can go that column, right click, you choose format column. Okay, you choose format column. For example, it's automatic. You click OK, numeric. So now this column is a numeric data set. So maybe you can check it again. Go to graph histogram, choose the simple, click OK. So here already have the downtime. So that's why you need to know your data type first before you get further for this one. Okay. And then maybe if let's say we already have something like a date here, from the date we know this one is 1 January 2007. Maybe you want to convert is a day, what's a day for this date. So we have something like more interesting part, or we accept information from our variables. So how to do? We can extract the data set. So you go to data, okay, you go to data, and then you go for the data time. So extract to the text because we want to convert into the day. Okay, so extract to text data set. So what is interest is our date. So maybe here we create the new variables day. Okay, day of week. Okay, so and then you click OK. So now they provide another variables from our information here is a day. Okay, 1 January, 1st January 2007 is the Monday. Okay, it's something like that one. If let's say you have the minutes, you want to convert to hours and so on, you able to do it. Okay, you able to do it. For example, here is our downtime. here is a minutes. Maybe you want to convert into the hours. So we able to do, you can using the calculator here. Is go to calculator, calculator. And then whatever formula you want to insert here is able to do. Okay, is able to do. For example, here is a result, maybe downtime, okay, in hours. Okay, so our downtime here is a minute. So our time divide by 16. Okay, so you click OK. So they create the new formula for you. So this one is convert from the minutes to the hours, or able everything formula you want to convert. So you need to using the calculator here. Okay, it's the function here. So all these function also available. So you can go one by one. What is the cost or something, that one. Okay, so this one is how you want to create this variable inside your variables. Okay, for example, here, after that, we need go for the speed. Maybe speed 3, speed 1. What is mean by speed 1, speed 3, speed 2? So maybe you interest on that. We go for the, for example, speed 1. We say that is low. Okay, 2, maybe medium. 3 is the higher. So you can convert on this portion also. Okay, you can go for the record to the text. I will show after this. Okay, and then here is a reason. So as we know, all this one is a reason. But maybe if let's say it's a text data set, maybe you have a during collecting data, maybe we have a systematic error, or we want to measure about the inconsistency during typing the data set or collect the data set. For example, is upper or lower cases is something that one is we call it systematic error. So you want to check it. Is it in the reason side have the systematic error or not? Okay. So go to stat, go to tables. You choose the tally individuals. Okay. You choose the reason. Okay. You choose the reason and you click OK. So you see, and then are we go to stat, go to tables, you choose the tally, and then you choose the reason. And then you get the reason here. So you see that it's a fuse, and the fuse is the same thing, but just only different uppercase and the lowercase. So is it the same thing? So this one is, we call it inconsistency, or we call it is a systematic error. This one is more impact into your analysis. So that's why you need to take care of this one. Also, same with the laser marker here. Okay, but don't worry, we have something like we call it recode. Okay, recode features. So where is the recode? To want to see the same thing for the fuse and the laser marker without you need to find out one by one. Okay, in this column. So you go to the data. Okay, again, and then you go for the recode. Okay, now we want to record the text. So go to the text, record to the text. Okay, for example, here is the reason. Okay, so the method you want to using is individual values. Okay, you see it, you can check it by yourself. Okay, for example, here is a fuse here. We want to see the same thing. It's a fuse. Sorry. Okay, and then for the laser marking here. Okay, want to using the same thing. And then this one is a option to you. If let's say you want to save or record into the end of the worksheet, or you want to record in the original column. So for this case, I choose original column. Click OK and then click OK. No worries, they will give it you the summary on this one. How many record they do it? How many record is number of the rows? Okay, no worries. If let's say you insert in the same column here. So I will go to data, go to record, to the text. Okay, you choose the reason, method, individual, or maybe if let's say you have a range, okay, you can able to do, and then you can save it into what column you want, and then you click OK. So now you have reason. So you already have to the data manipulation. Okay, so this one, maybe you want to record the speed here into the text data. So go to data, go to record to the text. Okay, but now you want to using the speed. speak. Speak. Okay, so individual orange. So I choose the individual. So here I consider that is a low. Okay, 2 is a medium. Okay, medium. 3 maybe is the high. Okay, so I want to choose in the end of this worksheet. Okay, I click OK. So now you get the new column. So recruit speed. Okay, you have a new column, recruit speed. So maybe you already satisfied all this. Okay, satisfy will these variables here. So now you can go back to your objective. Now you can start with your analysis. Okay, with your through go directly to your objective. Okay, so this one is the interesting part because now you have more variables. Okay, more variables editing into your data set. Okay. Okay, for example, we go back to this objective. We want to find out the most frequent reason why the mission is a breakdown. So mostly we want to rely on this reason. Which one is the most important? If let's say you are coming from the quality side, maybe you are already using the Pareto, is it? So Pareto is one of the basic tools to one of the basic tool from the 7 tools. So you can using the go to stat, okay, go to stat quality tools, you Pareto chart. So for this one is the our reason. Okay. And then you click OK. So now you get the Pareto from based on the Pareto chart, the fixed alignment. Okay, is the most important reason why the mission is a breakdown. Okay, the reason, the most reason the mission is about is a feature alignment. Okay, but if let's say you not coming and then don't know what is a Pareto itself, maybe you can go for the right click. Okay, you go right click. Okay, you go to the reason column, right click, and then you choose formatting condition. Maybe you want just only missing or greater, high or low, or you can go for the Pareto. Okay, almost you can get this one. So go for the Pareto, maybe you go to most frequent value. Okay, so the default setting here is 10. Maybe you just only 1, okay, or 5. So you so on, you can go and then click OK. So you get this one, the red color here. Okay, it's the fixed alignment. And then you want interest more on this part. Okay, most frequent reason. So you go right click again. You just want to access on the fixed alignment. So subset worksheet include row in the with the formatting result. So you can create the new worksheet with the fixed alignment only. So maybe here you can access more on this fixed alignment. So this one, I go back. For example, you want to know the reason, so you can go for the Pareto chat itself, okay, or you can go our features, something like right click, go to the conditional formatting, you go for the Pareto. Okay, so you choose most frequent. For this example, we choose the first only one. Okay, after you get it the one, you want interest on this part, right click, subset worksheet. So include or exclude. Okay, so you able to do it. Okay, you able to do more further on this one. Okay, so in this worksheet, you have the highest reason is a fixed alignment. So you can see it that on this worksheet, you can see that the down time, okay, the down time almost 10 to 20. Okay, the down time for the reason fixed alignment is almost 2 to 20. So you can go more on this part. Okay, so another objective, we already achieved the first objective here. The second objective to explore a duration of machine breakdown, meaning that now you want to access on this downtime. Okay, you want to access on this downtime. So you can clear, okay, can clear all this one. So you want to access on this downtime. Maybe you want to know about the longest time, you want to know about the range, okay, want to know about the minimum downtime you face it, and then maybe you want to say seeing that downtime, is it have a correlate with the speed, okay, or downtime we correlate with the month, with the day, okay, maybe starting work. For this case, I think it's start Saturday. Is the starting work? Is it in this Saturday? Is it the time? Is it have have the machine is a breakdown? So you can manipulate on this kind of the variables you're able to do. Okay, with this one. So how? Okay, we go back to this one. Okay. So something like you want to do the descriptive statistic. Okay, we want to do the descriptive statistic. Okay. Okay, so we want to visualize all that thing. Okay, this one is the visualization, new updating for 20.3 is we call it graph builder. Okay, so this one is a instantly visualize your graph, and then you can create and explore your data. Okay, the interactive and easy to browse, the gallery lets you simply switch from the one graph to the next using the same data without the rerunning your analysis. You can see after this. Okay, so now you can focus on choosing the visualization that the best display on your insight and achievement. So I will go, where is this one? Okay, if let's say you update to 20.3, you're able to see it, go to graph. Okay, you see the graph builder. Okay, you see the graph builder. Okay, so you go to graph builder. So you can see that this one. Okay, so this one is a new updating. If let's say you're using 19, you're not able to see it. If let's say you're using 20, so you're able to update it to 20.3. So you able see it, these features. Okay, all the graph is available in the graph menu. Okay, but just only intuitive because you no need to run it. If let's say you want to change it from the histogram to the box plot, okay, you no need to change it, run it. Okay, you can change in this dialog box. Okay, so for this in the dialog box, we call it for this interface, we call it, this one is the column selector panel. Okay, here is we call it the data panel. Okay, here we call it the candidate list. What type of the data or visualization want to visualize, and then this one is a Canva. Okay, for example, here I interest in the downtime. I interest with the reason. Okay, so I interest with the speed maybe. Okay, I interest with the day, or we have a recorded speed. Okay, so you can see that if after you insert in this gallery, you can see that all this available to you. So you can access on this one. Okay, if let's say here, one more thing, if let's say you are the new with that visualization, okay, every type of the graph visualization have their own objective. Okay, for example, you want to know about relationship, want to know about the distribution, it's different graphical. So the thing is here is something like this one. Okay, it's a new features here, is able to guide you. Okay, so for example, you want to interest about the distribution, so you just click on the distribution only. So just appear on the histogram, box plot, individual bar chart only. Okay, if let's say you choose only the variable over the time, meaning that only the time series plot appear here. Okay, something like if let's say you are the new one, is something benefit to you. Okay, and then if let's say you want to relationship, so you can go for the relationship graph only. Okay, so no worries, you can able to manipulate all this one. Okay, for example here, okay, back to our objective, we want to rely on the machine breakdown, duration of the machine breakdown. Okay, so we want to visualize that one. So maybe we'll go for the distribution first. Okay, maybe you want to interest with the downtime with histogram only. Choose, okay, histogram. Okay, so you see that all this one is a speed one. If let's say you no need, you just close it. Okay, you just close it. So no need, you just close it. Okay, so group you don't want also. So this one, if let's say you want, you just drop only. Okay, so you can see that every here the reason we have a 7 type of the reason. So you can see that this one is the first reason, is broken tools. You can go for the change over. Okay, you can go for the final test, and you can the fix alignment and so on. So you're able to see it before you create. Okay, but once you create, you're not able to edit. Okay, for information, once you create, you're not able to edit for this version. Maybe I think because this one is the first version for us for the graph builder, so maybe after this have updating on this part. Okay, for now you can create, but you can, after you create, you cannot edit. So before you create, you need to make sure is it correct, all these things. Okay, but no worries, let's say you don't want with this reason, so you unclick. Okay, for example, you want to change it with the from the histogram to the box plot, so you can go for the box plot. For example, here is a day. Okay, for the variables a day. Okay, or you can go for this option. Okay, so the day. So you see that in this down time duration, during the Wednesday and the Thursday have outliers. So meaning that is something highest. Okay, something highest on this part. Okay, on this duration. For the Saturday, Sunday up to Tuesday is nothing happen. Okay, it's a normal one. But on the Wednesday here, you have something like need to looking. Maybe the machine is some already 4 days running, so a lot of the issue on that one. Okay, maybe you can enhance on this one portion. Okay, why after 2 days you see that this one is a less than. Okay, so something inside in this your data set. Okay, if let's say you not convert from the date to the day, you cannot see this one. Okay, so maybe this one is Wednesday and the Thursday. So after Thursday is a Friday, is maybe holiday for this manufacturer. So that's why Saturday is nothing to do. Okay, so it's something like inside. So I choose this one. You can create this one. So already in the our panel. Okay, so this one is for the graph builder. Okay, so more interesting part for this kind of the okay, for example, it's histogram here. You don't want day here. Okay, you just only want this one. Okay, or something like your reason. Okay, reason here. Oh, sorry, histogram. Maybe I go for the bar chart for the histogram. Okay, so you're able to do it by chart. Okay, so if let's say you want to oriented, so you can directly on this one, oriented in this one, or you want to something like increase, decrease, okay, increase, decrease for this one, so you're able to see it. So you just, and then you create this one. Okay, so based on this box plot, maybe you need to look in more on this Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, the machine, the duration of this day is more longer rather than the other day. Okay, so this one is interesting part. And then after that, we need go for the graph builder. Okay, you can see it for noise user, for the expert user, so it more helpful to you. Okay, so the next one is the new visualization. Okay, so for us, Heatmap is the new visualization. Okay, so Heatmap is to investigate the relationship between one or more categorical variables and a summary statistic. Okay, the summary statistic that you select determine the color gradient for each rectangle. Okay, I think for the first time I see it, the Heatmap is something like, is it something like a cluster bar chart, only something that one, stacked bar chart, something that one. But after I try, if let's say I have a big data set, okay, something like this one, okay, big data set, not refer to only the bigger numbers. Maybe inside the reason itself, we have a 7 or 8 reason. So it's something like multi-level, multi-dimension data set. So it's not so easy if let's say you see on this one only one, is it? So that's why if let's say you have something like this data set, okay, something like this, you able to use the heat map. You can see it, the beneficial of the heat map. So where you go to graph, you see that heat map. Okay, meaning that in the same column here, the objective of this graph is the same. Okay, heat map. So you choose the heat map. Okay. So for this case, is function of this one. And then the graph is our downtime. Okay. So our function is a mean. Okay, the reason. Okay. Then the column is the day shift. Okay, or shift. Okay. And then you click OK. So you can see it that more interesting part. Okay, you can see that this one is a color gradient. So the red color here is higher, a longer time for the machine is breakdown. So from here is the changeover reason is the longer take so long, okay, for the breakdown. Is the reason by the changeover. But the most reason for this case is the fixed alignment. After we go further, we see that the changeover is have a longer time with the changeover is a longer time for the machine is breakdown. Okay, it's something like new finding. Okay, we can get. So for this case, for example, here is the Monday. Okay, it's a Monday. You can see that the Sunday, Monday by the shift. So you can compare. It's a Monday, Sunday. Okay, and then the shift 1, shift 2. So you can compare it with this one. So this one is beautiful fact if let's say you have a multi-dimension data set for the heat map. Okay, the next one is the something like binary scatterplot. It's the same objective with the scatterplot, but they come out with the something like color coding. Okay, it's color code, something like this one. You can see it more interesting part for the scatterplot. Okay, I will show how they run it. Okay, so I use different data set. Okay, show this one. Okay, this one. Okay, so you can go for the graph. Okay, you can go for the graph, bind scatterplot. Okay, bind scatterplot. So here is our brightness. Okay, here maybe is our production rate. Okay, so you can see that frequency or mean. So you can choose it. I just proceed with the default setting. Here is the frequency. You can see that most interesting part, more frequent on this section. So more information you get from this bind scatterplot. Okay, from this bind scatterplot. And then after that is the Correlogram. Okay, it's something the same with the correlation, but here is the visualize. You can visualize the p-value itself. Okay, you can visualize the p-value itself. For a case, I choose the same case study, here. Okay, I choose the case study here. You want to know about the relationship between production with the brightness, discharge pH with the brightness, caustic, MgSO, H2O, so with the brightness. So where? Go to graph. Go to graph, Correlogram. Okay, so you're able to all this one. Okay, so you can display correlation values. So you click OK. So you can see the correlation value. So as we know, 0 is no relationship. Okay, if let's say this here R is a 1 is a good relationship. Okay, 0.7 to 1 is a good relationship. So this one is appear on this visualization. So you can see that production and brightness have the highest relationship between production and production rate with the brightness. So it's something like easy to explain it. Okay, rather than you provide the matrices. Okay, maybe something like you can use it after this. Okay, and then next one is the parallel coordinate plot. Okay, the parallel coordinate plot is an efficient way to visualize multi-dimension and multivariate data. Some seems like heat map. Okay, the parallel represent the highest dimension data as the two-dimension visualization. So something like this one. So you're able to see it. Okay, situation is we call it parallel coordinate plot. Okay, parallel coordinate plot. Are we sure? Okay, using the different data set. We call it is bacteria growth. Okay, bacteria. We have a drop. We have a 7. We have a 11. Maybe is one drop is drop. For the bacteria, we have a 1 until 6 bacteria. Is we call it this one is a multi-dimension. So where you get the parallel. So you go to the graph. You can see that there is a parallel coordinate plot. Okay. So in the variable series, you drop from the C, okay, bacteria. Okay. And then for the label column here, you can go for the drop. Okay. And then maybe if let's say you have others variable, you can include in these variables for the third variable. So you can see it that this one. Okay. So is it to say that this in bacteria 1 have the, here is the no drop is the highest one. Maybe this one is a drop 1. For the bacteria, drop 1 is the lowest one. So you can go one by one. More is the resting part. Okay, so in average one, so you can see it that this one is the parallel coordinate plot. More interesting part you can get from this visualization. Okay, so all this one in the graph, beside the Correlogram, by Scatterplot, you have a heat map. Okay, you have the parallel coordinate plot. All this one is available once you update to 20. Okay, so you get able to see it, this one. The objective is this, it stays the same. For this case, for this column, want to define the relationship, but just different visualize. Different visualize, maybe you can get different angle, you can get more insight on that issue. Okay, so we go, the next one is this one is others enhancement for the Minitab 20. So we add additional, we call it predictive analytic model, or we call it PEM. Okay, inside the PEM model, we have a random forest and tree net. I think last month I already do the webinar on this predictive analytic. And then for the new updating 20, you are able to integrate with the R. If let's say your teammate have the expert, expert R, so you're able to see the output in R from the R into this our output. Okay, in the Minitab. If let's say you have something like you in the Minitab itself, we doesn't have something like PP plot, QQ plot. Okay, so you want that one. Okay, you able have a script from the R software, so you can run and then you can get the output in this output pane. Okay, we have integration with the R. Previous Minitab 19, we integrate with the Python. For the 20, we able to integrate with the R. Okay, and then the others one is we have a statistical method. Okay, we add something like model selection, and then we have the model validation for the binary logistic regression and the Poisson regression. And then for the interface, you can select in the navigator. And then the interesting part, maybe if let's say you from the time modeling, okay, time series modeling, you can able to see that we have improved on the lag function. And then we have the update for the report. Now we able to do the report from the Minitab Statistical Software. Okay. So here is the data is well organized. It become easy to access more insight from the data. Okay, pair with the right visualization, and the statistical method can enable smart the data-driven decision making for better business outcome. Okay, so any question? If let's say you have question, you can type them into this chat box. Okay. Okay, I have question here, how to export the graph from the graph builder to the Microsoft Word. So after you create, after you already create the graph, you right click, okay, you can send to the Word. Probably cannot send from, okay, you're not able to send from the graph builder. Okay, once here you cannot send it. Okay, but you need to create first. Okay, you need create first and then right click. You can send to Word, send to PowerPoint, or you can send to our others product like Engage or Workspace, or you can send to the report, or you can copy as visual. Okay. Yes, we are able to send this presentation material, but you need to drop your email. Okay. If let's say, oh, I'm using the Minitab 20, but I cannot find the graph builder. Do I know active to somewhere? Okay, if let's say you want to check your version, because in the updating, we have update version. We have the 20.1, 20.2, 20.3. So for the graph builder, we need to have 20.3. So you go to help, okay, you choose about Minitab. Okay, you can see that the product version here. Okay, if let's say you able to 20.3, you can see the graph builder. So if let's say you just only 20.1, okay, you need to help and then check for updating. Okay. But if let's say from 20.1 to 20.3, you not carry the fee. But if let's say you from the 19 to 20, is a fee inside there. Okay, you need to have a fee to upgrade. Okay. Or during you insert the worksheet from the Excel file, if let's say you want to merge, okay, stacked worksheet, if let's say you have different variable also available, okay, different available, okay. So already here, let's see. This question. Okay, for Susan, maybe you can email me the app update has been disabled. I'm not sure. Okay, so you can email me on the issue. Others question before we wrap up this one. I think if let's say you follow our webinar from the January until today is something like heavy. Okay, but this one is is portion is something like not everyone willing to do. Okay, but if let's say you do for the data manipulation part, you can get more insight from your data set. Okay, because we know as a data analyzer, data is our goal. Okay, so you need to find out more on this part. Okay. If let's say you want how to begin with the Minitab as a new user, so maybe you can contact us for this one, how to know more on this one. Okay. So if let's say you want this material, so you can drop your email in the Q&A session or in the chat box. Okay. So if let's say doesn't have any question, so we end here today. So thank you for joining us Minitab webinar. So if let's say you have something interest with our product, so you can visit us to Minitab www.minitab.com or www.visit.com, or you want to interest more on this one, so you can say contact us to sales at Busy or to Minitab at Busy or to me if let's say have a technical issue. Uh, and then if let's say you want to know about others event, okay, or tips and tricks for all the product, you can follow us through the Minitab Malaysia and Singapore or through the link Minitab Malaysia and Singapore. So thank you guys. See you next month with the different topic. Stay safe.